All right. Moving on to the next Patreon request, and this one comes from Cyborg19.99, who asked me to do a crossover story involving Robocop and the Loud House. As always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link in the description box below, head on over to my Patreon, hit the third tier. That'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, let's get started with the video. So, this story basically begins at Royal Woods at Royal Woods Middle School, and essentially it's a big assembly. And that assembly being that Robocop is coming from Detroit to have an expose on safety and basically if you guys remember I don't know, I'm not a kid anymore, obviously, so when they had school assemblies about when you were a kid and taught you about no to drugs or stranger danger and things like that. So RoboCop is going to be doing that at this assembly, and Lincoln is so hyped over the idea of actually seeing RoboCop, an actual the closest thing that comes to being a superhero in the real world. So everyone's freaking out over the idea of yeah, it's RoboCop. Everyone loves RoboCop. And sure enough, Murphy is in the backstage, I'm getting, and of course it's a kind of a goodwill from OCP, from Omnicorp, and they're just we get this, we tell them don't do drugs and shit like that. Then when they turn 18, or at least at the bare minimum 3 years from now, we'll get them hooked on cocaine, and they'll have to come to our rehab centers anyway and pay for it in regardless. So OCP still being a piece of shit. Meanwhile, while Murphy's kind of in his recharge station, something goes horribly wrong, and that being that the recharge station they brought with him for this expose has faltered, and they didn't really bring anyone else to fix it. OCP was more interested in just doing this little statewide tour than actually the little things here and there. So they're kind of frantically scrambling for trying to find someone who can repair this real fast. But then they come across Lisa Loud, and they've heard about her. It's oh, that's the child prodigy and whatever. And they're hey kid, you want to come help us fix RoboCop? And she's my dreams to be a cybertronic scientist has come true. So she goes in, helps fix the recharge station, but there's a bit of a snag with that, and we'll get to that in a bit. Anyway, getting back to the assembly, they're hey kids, are you ready to do you believe in school safety? Yeah. And they're yeah. Do you guys do you know who else believes in school safety? They're who? RoboCop. And RoboCop just comes out, and if it was the show, if this was in the show, it would have the music playing in the background, the theme music, and the kids are just going nuts. And RoboCop is just greetings, children. I am RoboCop, and I am here to teach you about school safety. And basically tells him all this, he's going through all the things of don't talk to strangers, never take anything from that. But there's a little buzz for RoboCop. There's this bit of a buzz and a little short circuit here and there. And Lincoln's oh, that can't be good. And sure enough, RoboCop starts buzzing out, and then he shuts down for a second, and then reactivates, and he looks directly at Lincoln, and instead of seeing Lincoln, he sees Clarence Boddicker. Yeah, Lisa kind of made an oopsie. So he's Boddicker, I don't know how you survived, but dead or alive, you're coming with me. And he pulls the gun out and starts opening fire. Lincoln and Clyde just fucking run out of the assembly, with RoboCop now chasing them. And they're Clyde's running from a robot going to kill us. Now I know how Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor felt in Terminator. Less movie references, more running. So they take off running, and that's when of course, all the kids are and students, everyone's freaking out. OCP is like, Jesus Christ, why did this have to happen? So RoboCop is chasing after Lincoln. He's trying to hunt them down, and during all this is Clyde, because he like RoboCop also sees Clyde as also one of the other gang members. So he actually sees Clyde as Kane from RoboCop 2. So he thinks Klain and Boddicker are like still alive and like trying to give drugs to these children. So RoboCop proceeds to like chase after them, and during this chase, as Lincoln and Clyde are like hiding, they run into Lisa, and they're like, Lisa, did you do this? And she's like, I may have been overzealous in my repairs and forgot to carry the one. You can't blame me. I was just in awe of working on an actual cyborg. Yeah, well, the actual cyborg is going to kill us all. And that's when Murphy like punches through a wall, just rips it open, and is like, dead or alive, you're coming with me, Boddicker. And he just tells Clyde, get Lisa to like find a way to like shut him down while I keep him distracted. How? I don't know. I'm gonna panic until something happens. So yeah, Lincoln continues to run from RoboCop as he's hunting him down mercilessly, and he's like some unstoppable robot guy thing. He's chasing him through the playground. Lincoln's trying to use everything he can to like slow RoboCop down, but he's just wrecking stuff left and right. Meanwhile, Clyde and Lisa are frantically trying to like reprogram Murphy's system, and that's when the guy who was behind the OCP productions, he's just like, you did this. You know how much damage we're gonna have to pay for this? The lawsuits are going to like give my family an aneurysm. And she's like, well, that's why I'm trying to figure it out. Also, your system shouldn't be so faulty. It's like you haven't updated from the 1980s. And they're like, fine, whatever, just get it fixed. So finally, Lisa finds the core of the problem, and essentially, like, at the same time, Lincoln's cornered, and RoboCop, like, Murphy raises the gun and is like, you have 10 seconds to surrender. Surrender, Boddicker, you have 10 seconds to comply. And he's like, oh, surrender? Yeah, I give up. 10, 9, 8, I give up. 7, 6, and just as he hits 1, that's when he shuts down. Lisa figures it out and reprograms. Is like, good morning, children. I am RoboCop. And Lincoln's like, and I think I peed my pants. So by the end of it, RoboCop meets with the children again. He's like, I'm sorry that I terrified you all. And I wish to instead everyone's freaked out, but like at the same time it's like it's still RoboCop, so he just instead of giving the seminar, he just lets them like play all over him. And OCP basically pulls the school board aside and is like, look, we're just going to pretend like this didn't happen, right? We'll just pay for the damages he did, and you don't have to go to the media about this. And they're like, that's going to take a lot of zeros. And they're like, we can write a lot of checks. So, yeah, there you go. That is the Loud House RoboCop crossover. Nothing epic. I really kind of thought like something like insane epic would be kind of like, I don't feel like doing that. And also, like, it would feel kind of wrong. So I just kind of went with, let's just do something ridiculous. And here we are. Once again, I'd like to thank Cyborg 19.99 for this Patreon request and continued patronage. And like I said before, if you'd like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon. Hit the 3rd tier. That'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.